Hey everybody, I'm Mikey Andersen, and this is Fantasy Avenue, where each week we talk about everything you need to know in the world of fantasy football.
It's Fantasy Avenue. We're here. We made it. It's a Wednesday. Gosh dang it, Mikey, what are you doing? You're freaking making an episode on a Wednesday? You're letting the people down. I know it's playoff week starting in a lot of leagues. Or maybe next week will be, or maybe this week. Whatever the case is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you down. All right? I'm going to take full responsibility for that. But it's not my fault. I had a sickness. Came down with a bit of a sickness Sunday night and kind of kicked my butt. I'm not going to lie to you. So, wasn't able to get an episode out Monday. Wasn't able to get an episode out yesterday. I could have probably, but I just did not feel good. Didn't want to. And it sucks. We're going to have some guests on this week. But here you go. Right? I still got to talk to these people. So this is an official list of the guests for the next 2 weeks. Finn, I've been telling you all along. What? I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry, Finn. I'm sorry that I've been telling you that I'm going to get you on and just not for so long. And then I get sick. The one day I came into school and I promised you were getting an episode, and I didn't do it. Just, it's pitiful, right? Well, we're going to get that fixed right now. I'm thinking next week. Just had a talk with my coach, Coach Flynn. Not just, but he called me out. He called me Young Money Mike in front of the team. So that boosted my morale a little bit about getting him on the pod, of course. Is my audio a little loud? Maybe I turn mine. See? And this is the one problem, Coach. I'll talk to you about it. I'll text you about it. But our main problem right now, so you talked about let's get you and Coach Yates on as the preliminary. I mean, I want all the coaches on. The coaching league sounds hype, and I want Fantasy Avenue to be able to share the rivalry and the, like the mid-20-year-old man anger. You know what I'm saying? In fantasy football. I mean, that's our demographic, let's be real. That's who plays fantasy football. I know there's some other people. There's some youngins. There's some oldins. No offense, guys. I love old people. There's some non-males. Love non-males. Love the women, I love the diversity of the pod. Yeah, young, old, but let's be real of what fantasy football is. It's more of a young guy thing, and so I think that'll be awesome. And I hope that one day when this podcast is reaching about a million listeners a month, I believe it will be mostly the coaches' ages of guys. So let's get it kicked off right now, why don't we? So we're gonna get Coach Yates and my man Coach Flynn. We talked about it on. I'm thinking next week, guys. Next week, the playoffs will be like 1 week in. Hopefully, you guys both, it would be a little bit more entertaining of an episode. Well, see, I don't know if you guys play. That's why we got to talk about this. I don't know if you guys play each other or what before that or right now, or hopefully you guys both win so you can get on the pod and really have something to care about. So that's a lot about fantasy. And then the next week after that, championship week, we can get Finn on the podcast. I'm saying that right now, Finn. I'm booting you to the side for the coaches because they got to both be in the playoffs. Whereas I don't think you need to be in the playoffs to have a good episode because we're just talking about fantasy football. But it's going to be better if the double guest rivalry is in the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, there you go. There's the lineup. I love it. The playoffs are here, guys. Even if you're not an NFL fan, I know there's some out there that are, lead dogs choose themselves. Quote, you know who you are. You know who quoted that. Come on. That's awesome. Going to be my yearbook quote. Quote Aunt Marin. The NFL playoffs are about upon us. It's gonna be freaking rad. The playoffs are in the AFC at least. NFC is I believe the same. I believe the NFC is either maybe a 5. Don't quote me on the NFC. I don't know for sure. Maybe a 5-team race tied at 6 and 7 for the dude. My mic picks up everything. It just picked me flicking my thumbs together. My bad, folks. Between teams at 5 teams at 6 and 7, it's going to be a tight race. And the AFC, 6-team race at 7 and 6, including the Broncos and some other teams like the Texans who beat the Broncos. Everybody's sad about that. So the playoffs are going to be good. The fantasy is going to be good. I'm here. I was sick. It's probably not going to be that long of an episode because I was sick. I don't really want to necessarily take a long time. Dude, I got a lot of freaking stuff to catch up on, people. It kind of sucks. Oh, wait. We got to go back to Coach Flynn and real quick. The only problem, Coach, is that I don't know how the mics are working. I don't know. We don't have 3 mics. Or if we do, I'm not seeing no, maybe we do. But I don't know how to connect them. So, like, gonna have to work at that. Gonna have to ask some questions. Hopefully I can get it done in time. When you guys come here, you might have to use your technological brains and help me. Because, I mean, there's just all these connectors and, like, they're all different mics. The system has become scuffed. It was legit, and now it is dive bombed a little bit. Unfortunate, It's similar to the downfall of Cooper Cup, if you might, right? It's just become unsophisticated at this point. It's a little, it's annoying. And the freaking office is a mess. So anyway, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about. No, shoot, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm gonna pause the episode and go back to what I was talking about. Okay, I'm back. See, this doesn't count as editing. And what I was talking about was all the stuff I have to catch up on, which sucks. And I just had another idea in my mind to talk about later. So I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that later. And I'm gonna talk about the stuff I got to do right now. Man, my week is bottling up. So not only did I miss about 10 classes in total with the sick, I got a lot of freaking work to do before school is out for Christmas. It doesn't even feel like Christmas around here in Montana. There's almost no snow. First week of Bridger was this weekend, which of course I couldn't go to because I was well then I guess my sickness started a little bit earlier. Man, I don't even know. Yeah, I was just feeling a little down under the weather, and we're busy on Saturday anyway. We weren't even gonna go. The only time I was gonna go was Sunday afternoon due to the crowds, the weird lines, the only one lift open. Big Sky, nope, not going to Big Sky. What the hell? Get out of here, dude. Maybe late season. No other time than late season. But anyway, no disrespect, Big Sky people. I still like you. So I was, so I didn't end up skiing. So it just doesn't feel like Christmas to me. I've been playing the Christmas music. I'm telling you, I played it today when we went out to lunch with my friends. It was like, guys, let's hook up some Christmas music. Everybody's like, what? But I was like, yeah, man, come on. Got to get this going. I need some spirit in my life. We're setting up the tree tonight when I get home, which is another reason I got to hurry, because my mommy wants me to hurry. Honestly, if you don't, as a joke, of course, call your mommy, what are you doing? Your life's too serious, let's be real. So I got the Christmas stuff. I just wish it felt more like Christmas. What are we? We're 12 days away from Christmas. It's the first day of Christmas. It's the first day of Christmas and don't feel like Christmas. This is so sad. I just realized that. Oh my God. Man, let's talk about Christmas for like 12 minutes to just fill up my Christmas spirit. Maybe this is a Christmas podcast now. Frick fantasy football. Frick. I've been saying frick a lot this podcast. I need to start saying a little bit of a heavier word. Like shite. A little bit of shite. A little bit of shoot in my life. Shoot. What was I? Oh, yes. The Christmas. Maybe this is a Christmas podcast. I don't know. I wish it snowed. I wish there was more. School spirit's at an all-time low for Christmas this year. It's unfortunate. Or maybe it's just the group of friends I hang out with, but no one freaking or shitting. Where's any Christmas stuff? No, it's not my friends. There's not a single group of friends that have any. I got friends all over the place. No one has spirit. I'm all over the place. I'm looking around. I'm hopping between groups just to find some spirit, and I can't. And I have to go home and not do it myself, because as high schoolers, we always bounce off each other to find what's socially acceptable, of course. No, I'm playing. I don't do that. I do have a little bit of spirit. Did dress up as a skier yesterday. It was kind of sick for the half day that I went to school. But anyway, I wish it felt a little bit better. I got a lot of work to do. That's how this whole thing started. I got some homework. I got some DECA. I got a lot of DECA. DECA's been kicking my butt lately. It's hard. I'm doing it about the podcast. DECA, if you don't know, it's a business thing. It's about the podcast. Let's wrap it around to the podcast and get us to some fantasy football. Why don't we? So this will be the last thing before I get. I talked about. Oh, there's one more thing I want to talk about. That thing is completely gone. I mean, usually I'm not like this. Like, if you don't know me in real life, I don't just bounce around 80 things. But when I do podcasts, dude, I can't freaking focus on one thing. So it's like how I am when I'm at parties, completely sober. So the DECA thing, it's a business club project thing. It's it's really fun, honestly. It sounds a little like nerdy, but it's super cool. And I'm doing a business model on my podcast, like a real business. Find like the path. You don't need to do it. Kind of like, bro, come on. But it's a thing I can do, and it's kind of laying out how to get ads and how to grow podcasts. You said that you find your business goals. I mean, if you know what a business plan is, it's a whole thing. Last year, I made a fake business, a mountain bike and ski shop. You like model a fake business, and I ended up going to Orlando for the Nationals, which was weird. The first year I was doing it, and I was like, wow, I got like a freaking trip to Orlando with some of my friends. It was freaking sick. Call out anyone who was there. I don't know if anyone listens to the podcast who went to Orlando, but if you do, you're real. You're a real one. So anyway, I got that to do, but yeah, it's awesome. And so, it's a big thing. I got to work with the podcast. I got to use them both. Hopefully Todd, the guy who owns this little office I'm in right now, is here. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to talk about. Hopefully he's here, so when I leave, I can go talk to him about a marketing plan. We're 10 minutes in, and we haven't really addressed fantasy yet. I'm sorry if you're here for fantasy. I told you, though. If you don't like my yapping, skip ahead. Skip ahead and find where I kind of tell you my list. I mean, that's how the podcast is at this point. Honestly, I don't even feel bad. I'm going to keep talking. This is what the podcast is. It's entertainment, and it's followed by some fantasy knowledge. And maybe as the podcast grows, as the business plan grows, we'll get to a point where it's more fantasy football focused, where it's a little bit more professional, where I'm trying to get on other fantasy football podcasts that are pretty big, using the leverage I have with Adam, legendary Adam, who's a huge podcaster, like freaking 12, 13 million all-time downloads. Like, yes, wow. For a podcast, that's fucking massive. Anyway, sorry. Hey, this is supposed to be clean, but it's sort of. Sorry, Mr. Mir. You're not listening to this in school anymore. Anyway, so it might change in the future, but right now the model is entertain and then talk about fantasy. And if you're not here for me to entertain, then skip forward. Listen to me talk about fantasy. So anyway, that's that. Todd, he's a little bit of a wacko, you could say, a little bit of a diva, a little bit of a craggle crane. Just made that up. It's about how it is. So we're gonna see if I can go talk to him. But I'm gonna post it on the Instagram. I mean, you want to talk about a craggle crane? The Office right now. It's insane. I'm gonna name you 5 things I see right now without even looking around that were here when I walked in. All right. So it's gonna get like steadily weirder. This is gonna be kind of funny. We got a podcast mic, number 1. Not weird. You should find a podcast mic in an office for podcasts. This is what the point of this office is. Okay. Number two, we got a stack of magazines. Big old stack of magazines, half unwrapped. Interesting. Not exactly where you put it. Don't exactly love the organization there, Todd. But you know what? You're going to do what you're going to do. It could be better. But he owns a magazine company, so it sort of makes sense. Number 3, a gong. The only reason why it's a mini gong. The only reason why this is not higher on the list is because it's always in here. But very strange. Very not necessarily something that I would always find. Number 4, we're going with looks like about a 20-year-old yoga mat rolled up and sitting on a stack of 4 opened boxes. So like what? Like you've just found this yoga mat and you thought, where should I put this? Like forever, Todd. You're not, I mean, like what's the next time you're going to reorganize the office? Let me put them on the stack of freaking boxes. I mean, like, come on, dude. We got to do better than that. We got to do better. All right, I'm going to look around. Start off the audio. The audio's fading. Okay, here. What's this random duffel bag? Oh, here you go. Yeah, that's great. That's a great thing to have in an office. Great thing. A bag of wet, sweaty ski gear. I mean, come on. Oh, and let's just throw in honorable mention, Thomas the Train Engine piano play-along book. Yeah, that's about at the state of office I'm in right now. Not super cool. Luckily, only about 10 people hear these podcasts at this point, Todd. That's actually not true. It's probably 20. At the start of the season, it was a clean 70 or 80 per episode. As the fantasy season fades and only the real listeners come back, like the real ones, I can tell who my real ones are, my day ones. There's Fantasy Avenue subscribers, and then there's Fantasy Avenue Plus. Not actually, but that's basically what you guys are. You're the plus. You're the premium subscribers right now. So you're hearing this. That's how it is right now. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, come on. Like, how am I supposed to have guests in the podcast room, Todd? The original plan was to use this room to frickin' rent out to podcasters. Who's gonna want to come in here and do that? Let me tell you, nobody with a serious podcast, okay? If I'm gonna get a cut from this, come on, I will be getting a cut. I don't know. I don't have any legit stake at a cut anymore. I don't know if I ever did, but it's not. We got to do better, Todd. Got to do better. All right, it's time for football. I pulled the app up. It's time for some football. We're going to go over the week in review real quick. Yep, Broncos won. Yes, sir. Giants, a little bit of a Green Bay play right there. Ooh, playoff race. Already talked about a little bit. Heating up the teams. I mean, Cowboys. Damn. The Cowboys are a real team. 49ers, yeah. Ravens, I mean, if that's not your top three, like guaranteed in any league, Eagles, you're not on the same level as them anymore, boys. You got stomped by the two top teams in the league. Like it's not the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles got it this year. I don't know why. I think they've just realized they can't rely on the same basic offensive plan of rely on your receivers just getting open and running the ball with a running quarterback, because if you play a team with good DBs and then you stack the box and you're relying on A.J. Brown to go for 150 yards every game and he only goes for 60, and then you're playing against a stacked box the rest of the game, and the tush-push, God forbid, doesn't work, well, then you're going to lose. It sucks. I don't know what to really do about the Eagles. They're not in my top three. I think the Broncos can legit beat the Eagles right now. They're not beating the top three teams right now. I don't know if they would this season. It's gonna be one of those. I think, like, I actually said this at the start of the season. I swear to the Lord and Savior up above, I told you that this was gonna be my prediction for the season. The Ravens defense, goddamn good. Gosh, dang good. They're good. And Lamar, I had a feeling it was a bounce back year, so don't check my. I did. So I knew I thought they were gonna win the AFC. I mean, I thought the Chiefs would put up a good fight, but they're not. But no, I don't like the Chiefs. I don't want to see them win, and the Bills choke the playoffs. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be Ravens. And on the left side, no one ever saw the Cowboys coming, really. We dem boys for real this year. Like, whoa. But I thought the 49ers were going to upset the Eagles. I thought it was going to be 49ers, Ravens, 49ers a win, and it's still looking like it could be. That'd be freaking dope, wouldn't it, if I predicted the exact Super Bowl? That'd be sick. All right, what else we got for the week review? I mean, not a whole lot. The Chiefs fans, you need to grow up. I understand, but you guys have been handed so many games. I saw a Twitter thread. It was like 35 calls in close games that have been missed on your guys in the last 2 years. Like, it was like some fan. I think it was a Bronco fan, actually, because we're fucking salty that you guys beat us so much. Man, this is going to be an explicit episode. I'm putting that out there right now. I've said frickin' a lot too, but you know what? Shit. It's explicit, all right? But I put that right out there. Yeah, we're salty. You guys beat us a ton. So, stop crying. Stop crying so much. It's okay. You missed. It wasn't even a missed call. That's my fucking problem. It wasn't a missed call. That's why I get so pressed with freaking Chiefs fans. They're like, maybe. There was a good call. There's freaking video evidence. They're only, the Chiefs fans' arguments, their only arguments are what do they even say? They're like, usually they get a warning before they get a penalty when they're doing a penalty. No, they don't have to give you a warning. Maybe if you're, almost offsides, maybe if you, check with the ref. First of all, he was way offside, so you don't have to give a warning, step back to a player, or be like, next time I'm going to call you when you're way offsides. That's just what you get. Second of all, even the video of showing him checking with the ref was not. He did not. He, looked over and, waved his hand before he was even set. So I'm not one to talk if the ref signaled anything to him back, because I don't know. But he wasn't even set, so, you can't. You have to check after you're basically set. You can maybe shuffle your feet a teeny bit once you kind of check and you're good. But you have to be set when the ball spikes, obviously. But it's just what? I learned that this year. First year I've actually legit played receiver in game a lot. And I checked. Okay, so everybody can. I was an offensive and defensive weapon. Let me tell you what. I'm trying to go to week 15 on my Fantasy Avenue. Here we go. Yeah, so I learned to check it. You check with the ref when you line up. I feel like I have a credible opinion more than a lot of fans on the internet who've never played football or played a long time ago. That, I think my opinion is more credible than that, because I know it's the exact process of how you do it, even if it's only high school level. I don't know. Chiefs fans, you just need to grow up. It's what the fuck are you guys doing? And in the final note, let's just stay in the division. Why don't we? Raiders. What the heck was that? Oh my God, you're embarrassing. I don't know if Coach Chan listens to this, but you should be embarrassed, Coach. Come on, dude. You've talked a lot of crap about the Broncos. Those morning workouts when I'm doing my stretching and you're looking at me and you're going, man, the Broncos suck. And I'm like, yeah, we do. Man, Coach, we do suck. And now they don't. And the Raiders put up 0 points. Now it's my turn. I haven't even said anything to you yet. You don't even listen to the podcast. But I'm going to still talk to you. like you do, right? Haven't said anything to you yet. As long as the Broncos beat the Raiders in like 2 weeks, then the talk begins. Then if the Raiders are putting up stinkers, I'm going, whoa, what happened? What happened? I've learned my lesson to not talk smack to Chandler before the game is, because the Broncos always seem to let me down if I talk Raiders smack to Chandler before the game happens. And then I walk in the next Monday or whatever, and he's saying, how about Russ? Don't look like Russ. Mikey, get to work. You don't be like Russ. None of that Bronco culture in here, Just finish my set, and I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm looking at the board for the next exercise, how many reps I got, and I hear none of that Bronco culture. Broncos don't look at the board. get 50 reps in. I'm just like, so not gonna happen this time. Not gonna happen, because the Broncos will win this game. Man, you can just hear like the begging in my voice about the Broncos. Yikes. All right, let's get to my picks of the week. Let's see what we got. I mean, I've done a lot of pickups. I'm just going to go to like, who have I picked up this week? I've done a lot of work in the Dynasty League. Made the playoffs in all the leagues, boys. All the leagues. Barely squeaked by in the Dynasty League. The Pay League, I would have been pissed if I was in contention for the Toilet Bowl. There's a Toilet Bowl champion and a regular champion. Dude, that'd be so sick if I won the regular champion. Because you get like $150 champion and like 100 or like 75 runner up and like 15 third place or 25 third place or something like that. I don't know the exact prices. It was in the emails. Joe, if you listen to the podcast, used to, don't know if you're doing right now because your team sucks. But the emails stopped. What's going on with that? Team emails or league emails, those are sick. They stopped the week that my team scored the most in the league. I still remember that. I was like, what? I was expecting a big, long like thing of like an impressive week by Fantasy Avenue. It wasn't. I didn't get it. So anyway, Joe's been struggling, let me tell you. But it would be sick to win that. I don't know exactly how much because I don't have the emails. But I hope that I get blessed with some of that. That'd be sick. All right, let's look and see kind of what. Let's look and see kind of who I've been picking up this week already, at least in the Dynasty League. I'm trying. Where am I? Oh yeah, transactions. Okay, so I've actually added some defenses this week. I thought it was pretty important to find your defenses in the playoffs. Not a lot of defenses available, but I think the Raiders are going to have a good week. I just got done shit talking the Raiders. Well, the Raiders game was 3-0, and they're playing a Chargers team who is not good, with a quarterback who is, I'm pretty sure, Easton Stick. Or not Easton Stick, that's my friends. Easton Stick. The Raiders defense did good against the Vikings with a bad quarterback. Pretty sure the Raiders defense is going to do good against the Chargers with a bad quarterback. I'm predicting, I wish I could bet. That's not a felony to say, right? No. Well, wait, no. Yeah, no. No, I'm admitting that I can't do it. What am I saying? I'm a nerd. I can't bet. I wish I could, because I would. Maybe I'll get my dad to bet. Bet the under. Bet the under on that game. Bet the under on the Raiders-Chargers game. I don't even care if the under's freaking 10 total points. It probably will be. I'm predicting 6-3 final score. And low-key got the... Well, who do I got? Man, the Raiders put up 0 last week. I'll go with the Raiders just because I've been bad-mouthing them so much. I do think you guys can pull off a win against the Chargers. They're pretty bad. So I like the Raiders' defense this week. That'll be dope. I also like the Broncos' defense. And let's see who else I kind of think are sneaky plays that are available in a lot of leagues. I mean, my team is just so stacked that really none of the players are available in a lot of leagues. Just pretty sick. I'm looking pretty quickly at some quarterbacks. I posted on Instagram last week the Jordan Love pickup. That wasn't a great pickup. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think he played that well. So I didn't even post it on my regular Instagram. I was like, I don't need to do that. I'll post it this week. I think I just forgot, but it's good that I didn't do that. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, yep, we're good. But there's some quarterbacks this week. Joe Flacco and I want to say Jake Browning. I don't even know his name. Yep, Jake Browning. The Browns and Bengals quarterbacks that are now, taking over the starting roles for injured guys, and they've been playing well the last couple weeks. There's a hit or miss, right, and a boomer, or not a hit. That's the same thing. Boomer. That's old people. No. There's a kind of older, consistent, going to give you middle points, and there's a boomer bust. And I also have Russell Wilson on my team, who is kind of consistent but low. But, he scores consistently 17, whereas Joe Flacco in the games he's played is is scoring consistently 19, but that's only 2 games compared to Russ's 17, right? Jake Browning in the 4 games he's played is scoring 15, but the last 2 weeks had 26 and 23. The first 2 were 10 and 11. So they're, you don't even factor Russ into this. It's either hope for consistency again, which is still a little risky, or go for the boom bust option. Kind of like, do you think you need to win? Like, what I'm going to do, oh shoot, I can't do that. You know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm looking at this league right now. I was going to say I'm going to wait to play him. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play Russ. I'm going to stay to my wits. I think I'm going to get consistent points and going up against the Lions who've been struggling. I think Russ will be the option for me, but Jake Browning and Joe Flacco are 2 quarterbacks, like I've just explained. They are mid-plays, They are top 12, top 15 quarterbacks this week, and those guys will probably steal the Instagram post because those 2 are 2 guys that can, these are low-key league winners. I really hope that, they don't outscore Russ because I'd be so fucking pissed if Russ was the guy. Nah, I gotta believe, right? Gotta believe that he's going to be one of the guys who carries me to the promised land in fantasy football. My teams this year have been very similar. The Dynasty League was very similar. I started off really freaking bad, just like Broncos did. I've been making a comeback, squeaked into the playoffs like I hope they do. It's going to be the same thing right now. Got to believe. But anyway, Joe Flacco, Jake Browning. We're going to look at some running backs. I kind of like the running backs this week. I'm not even going to cap. Usually I'm like, what do I say? I'm usually just like, damn, running backs suck. These available running backs are so bad. They're not great this week, but they could be better or worse. They could be worse. We're gonna start with my first running back play of the week. Someone I've talked about in the past. Someone whom honestly, I feel like I should continue to talk about this guy. We're gonna talk about Chuba Hubbard. He's had 20, 23, and then an 11-point week. Those 20 and 23 got him up to 68% rostered, but I think that 11 shows the minimum that he's going to be scoring for the rest of the year. And that's pretty fucking good. Let me tell you his carries. He started the carries, start of the season, he's getting 9. He's getting 10. He's getting 2. He's getting the bad carries. He's kind of been taking over the carries. Miles Sanders has choked this year. And in the last 3 games, he got 14 carries, put up a good performance. 25 carries, good performance. And 23 carries, not a great performance. But he got 87 yards. He just didn't get a touchdown and didn't really catch the ball. So he just wasn't, he didn't necessarily pop off when he could with his touches. But just the fact that he's getting those touches is pretty big, and he's going to continue to be my play of the week at running back. He's available in 40% of leagues. Sorry if you guys, I've talked about him, a little bit. So sorry if you guys haven't already got him. But you know what they say, the late bro does not get the girl, and he's the girl right now. He's kind of your prize running back this week. So sorry if you guys didn't get him. I did. I got him in like every league. So built different like that. We're gonna go to receiver real quick. Man, this is a long podcast, so boy. So we've got Jake Browning, we've got Joe Flacco, we've got Miles Sanders. Let's go to receiver. We're looking for guys that are available. No more trades next year. I'm gonna say it right now. I want to make trades a priority. I want to make talking about trades a thing that I do a lot more because that'll be dope. This league's got some crazy people available in it. This league, oh wait, I'm just looking at best players. I scrolled down automatically, didn't even look at the top guys, because I knew this was a small league anyway. It's an 8-man league, and I'm trying to, so I scrolled down, I just did one scroll. The first guy I saw was Deebo Samuel, and the second guy I saw was Adam Thielen, and I was like, wow. But this is the list of the top receivers. The top guy is Tyreek. Yeah, he's not available. That's silly. Look at some receivers. Ooh, that's an intriguing option. Jalen Reed, a little sneaky, little cheeky play. Little cheeky guy. But probably not available in a ton of leagues for you guys. Oh, 55% of leagues he's rostered in. That's 45% available. Dude, this is a big week for pickups. Oh my gosh. This is all based off of NFL fantasy, so odds could change a bit, but it's going to be generally the same probably. Damn. So he had a streak of 19, 19, 15, and then he had a 5-point game against the Chiefs, and I believe a lot of people probably dropped him. And now he's going against the Giants. Oh, man. The problem with the Wednesday episode is that probably these guys, a lot are picked up, but hopefully you guys can snag these people anyway if they didn't get picked up, because after a 20-point game, I think it's back. It's going to be a little bit scary of a play. He could always drop a 5, but going up against a not great Buccaneers defense against the pass, he's a good play. So I like him. I like Jalen Reed. Yep. Let's go to tight ends. Tight ends have been a hard position this year, and the real reason they've been hard is because there's no real consistency. It's kind of annoying. Even what's his name, Travis Kelce, can't really give you that much consistency. It's a little freaking dumb. Sam Laporta, bad game. Trey McBride, he's starting to freaking pop off, but he's dropped. He's gone. Let me tell you him. Win 25, 5, 22, 9, 13, 22. Good, but if you get stuck with a 9 or a 5 when you're expecting 15, it's like, what? What's going on here, bro? So, he's not going to be available in most leagues anyway, probably. But, I don't know, he might be. We'll see. Someone who I really like this week in terms of tight end, let's move on. Let's actually get the brain working, maybe. Sorry, the audio. I'm still looking at the audio right there. Got a little fuzzy there. We're back to clearness. What I was saying was the guy is Gerald Everett. Risky play here. Risky play. I've been caught on the wrong side of the risky. He's dropped multiple 0-point games. Got some twos, dropped some threes, but the last 3 weeks he went 14, 8, 8. The risky part is playing the Raiders defense with a terrible, who are not bad, with a terrible quarterback. But hopefully he's the safety option for the quarterback in the flats. Does run a lot of flat routes. So hopefully he's able to get you 6, a dream stat line would, in a PPR league would be 6 or 7 catches for 60 yards, drop a casual 12 or 13-point game. That'd be dope. Maybe even a touchdown. I don't know if they're scoring a touchdown though. But it's a risky play. There's really not a lot of tight ends you should have a tight end. You shouldn't be looking for tight ends at this point in the season. And no one got hurt. So this is a desperation tight end for you. It's risky, but there's some upside. Gerald Everett this week. Talked about the Raiders defense, you're gonna look at defenses they're playing. The not good teams. You wouldn't really look at the Chargers defense. That'd be a little odd. And whoever the Vikings are playing, I feel like I've looked at them though. I don't think it's a good defense, But just find your defense that works for you. I'm repping the Broncos defense. They've been making a lot of turnovers. I know a lot of people have stayed with the Cowboys defense at this point in the year. Ride the waiver wire. But I would say biggest waiver wire pickup for this week is the Raiders. And if not, just go with the defense. Go with the defense that's been scoring a good amount of points. It's all about finding. At this point in the season, there's not a lot of every team has worked out to a point where in any week, the Jets proved it this week, they're scoring 30 points. Any given week, a team can do good at this point in the season. They've kind of worked out their kinks, so you just got to find gems in the rough, So I think you've got that. And we're going to go to kicker. Kicker's so freaking hard. I'm seeing what people are talking about, where it's so hard to know how people are going to score at the kicker position, because I try to base it off matchups. I try my hardest, and it's just impossible, because it's also about the offense does good but not too good, and it's a lot about luck when you kick field goals. A lot of drives stall based on unlucky plays close to the field goal point. But I would say just at this point, high scoring offenses would be good. So think about the kickers who would be available on high scoring offenses. Maybe the 49ers kicker might be their Jets kicker. Not even that bad of a play considering that they struggle mostly but can score. I don't hate the Chargers or Raiders kickers this week because I don't think their offense is going to be doing a ton. I would hope for a little bit more than my 6-3 prediction in terms of points, but I'm not a genius. I'm just a guy, so you never know what can happen. I like Younghoe Koo a little bit this week, the Atlanta kicker. Matt Gay, probably the most inconsistent dude. This is why fantasy is so hard in terms of the kickers. He scored 13 2 weeks ago, and then he gets -1. Yikes. So if I had a team with a good offense this week, or that's an offense that can score you points at that point. All right, this has been a long episode. I'm sick. I'm ready to go. I hope, I'm going to get better by next week. Hopefully the episode that I want happens next week. Hopefully Todd is here in the office. I got you guys a list of Jalen Reed, a receiver. Oh, man, who else? Oh, yeah, Chuba Hubbard. Yep. Joe Flacco. Yep. Jake Browning. Yep. The Chargers, tight end. What is it? Gerald Everett. Yep. Raiders defense. Yep. There are your guys for the week. Long episode, a lot of yap. God, I'm ready to go home. See you guys next week. Hopefully we'll get some ballers on the podcast. Peace out.